Hi, everyone. Good evening. I'm so excited to see all of you here. I can see we have already joined. Thank you for showing up. This is day 3. Regardless of us pushing the meeting from yesterday to today, I am so honored to see you here. Thank you for accommodating that movement and actually being able to show up here today. So as we join, as always, we love to give a minute or two for those who are joining us to come. So let me take this opportunity. It's a very warm welcome, day 3 of the Rapid Healing Challenge. If you've been here for the last 2 days, you can put it in the chat. Let me know, hi, this is so-and-so. I'm watching from Kitengela, day 3. And if you can help me know what you have learned for the last 2 days, for day 1 and day 2, what has been your greatest takeaway, what has been your greatest challenge, I will be so glad to hear this from you. So let's engage each other in the chat. Let's say hello, even as we take a moment to allow the rest of us to join. And as you're joining, I want to say thank you so much for showing up today. I know we had to reschedule this meeting, and seeing you here is such an honor to me. Someone is asking, kindly request for the presentations for the last 3 days. If you click on the link for the first day and the second day, I believe you have those links, Florence. If you click on those links, you'll be able to access the recordings that we have had for the last 2 days. The day 1 and the day 2 is just under those links. Just go and click on them and you will get the recordings. So if you want to do a replay, if you're here for the third day and you missed a day, or if you missed day 1 or day 2, just go and click on those links and you will see the recordings. So thank you very much. Lynette is saying, excited for today's session. Good evening, Lynette. Happy to have you here. Irene, good evening. Happy to have you here, Irene. Marcy, hi, Marcy. This is day 3. I'm excited to see you here for day 3. I know it takes a lot of commitment in terms of time and emotions and energy for you to show up here for 3 days in a week, and I don't take that for granted. Please feel really appreciated. I want to see what people learned. Wow. Mutani is saying day 2 was such an eye-opener. I'm still studying my attachment style. By the way, how many of us have done that test on attachment styles? Can you put it for me in the chat? What have you learned? Mutani is saying she's still doing hers. I don't know whether you have managed to do the test that Carol shared. Maybe you can tell us what you have discovered about your attachment style. It would be good to know. Mercy says how attachment style influences our relationships. I am glad that awareness is happening, that we are getting to understand ourselves better and how we show up. So as you join, like I have said, say hi to us, tell us what you have learned for the last 3 days, anything you have taken away. Today is our final day, so I would want to make sure that we have all taken away something that that has been of use to you and has been very helpful. Nancy is saying she did. She's an avoidant. Yes, Nancy, if you're an avoidant, that tells you may have some work to do. So let's get down to business. Let's get down to work. I've attended all the sessions. I took away the attachment style test. Yes, that's normally a very eye-opening test. It explains to us, or it shows us, it helps us understand why we show up the way we do in the relationships and the patterns that we present. My takeaway was making the unconscious conscious. Yes, because if you don't make the unconscious conscious, you start the things that are happening in your life, you're going to think it is fate. Yet you can actually change the unconscious. You can change how you show up. You can change the core beliefs that lie in your subconscious mind, core beliefs that are normally empowering for you. So please make the unconscious conscious so that you don't call it fate. Good evening, Fanny's. I had meetings, but I have watched all and I have started understanding myself. Thank you so much, Beth. That is a deep level of commitment, watching all the sessions that we have done so far. So let me take this opportunity. I will continue to read those comments as we proceed. In the essence of time, let me take this opportunity to welcome all of you here for day 3. I don't take it for granted that you have taken time to show up here today so that we continue to learn, to relearn, to unlearn, to heal, to empower, so that we have better outcomes for ourselves. So today being day 3, now that you understand your family of origin and you understand the outcomes, or how your family of origin is influencing the outcomes that you're having for your life on a day-to-day basis. Today, we are going to look at how do you then heal. So what do you do with all that information? Because healing only happens when you can be able to remove that information from here and allow it to drop here, embody it and utilize it to get a better version of yourself. So I want us to look at how can we return to self-love? How can we return to emotional safety and actually attract the kind of relationships that you truly deserve? I love that Nanot is saying she can't wait to see how to heal. So that's exactly what we are going to do today. And as we go through our session today, I want us to keep on reflecting along the way. Let's keep on pausing and reflecting. For example, who taught the little girl inside you that she had to be strong to be loved? Just think about it. Considering what you learned on day 1, and what you learned on day 2. Are you the one that carries that little girl inside of you that knows the only way for her to be seen and to be loved and to be accepted is by being strong? Where did you get that? The fear of vulnerability, the fear of opening up, the fear of asking for help. Where did you learn that? Now, this journey that we call reparenting. Reparenting means, because I want you to understand it from the word go, reparenting is that process of giving yourself today what you didn't receive. I wanted to see whether there's a way I can expand this. No. Okay. So it's that process of you giving yourself today what you didn't receive emotionally as a child. If as a child, you grew up in a space where you are not validated, so there are gaps in terms of validation. There are gaps in terms of safety. You either didn't feel physically safe or emotionally safe. There was no place to express yourself. There's no place to say you are afraid. There was no space to say you are hurting. There was no space to say you are angry. Or the love you received was so inconsistent that you didn't know what to expect from your mother on a day-to-day basis. And you really had to learn how to switch your actions and your emotions around how the parent shows up, for example. So reparenting journey means that the consistency you missed, the emotional presence that you missed from your mother, your father, your family of origin, your primary caregivers, the guardians. Remember, we defined the different, we explored what family of origin looks like in the first session. So what you didn't get from there is it's time to give it to yourself. You're a grown girl. You're a grown man now. So reparenting is not blaming your past. We are not here to blame our past. We are not here to look at how bad our family is, how bad our mother is, how bad our father is. That's not why we are here today. But we are here so that we can repair what your past broke inside you. Which part of you broke? Which part of you got stuck? Are you stuck at age 7? Are you stuck at age 13? Are you stuck at age 20? Are you stuck at age 2? Personally, for the longest time, I was stuck at age 2.5, because at age 2.5 is when my father left. And I always have this image of my father in my head. I'm one of those children who grew up without a father, for those who don't have a background. And it's really affected how I showed up in the world. And when I started doing my inner healing work, I realized, guess what? I got stuck at age 2.5. It's like when my father left, my world color ceased. I started seeing the world in black and white. And I was stuck in that space for a long, long time. So your inner child, the inner child, and when we say the inner child, it's the subconscious, it's where your core beliefs are held. So your inner child programming is what drives your patterns, your reactions, your relationships, your boundaries and self-worth in a very subconscious way that unless you allow the consciousness to happen in that space, You will continue to have outcomes you are unhappy about. So when that inner child feels unsafe, unseen, or unheard, your adult self starts to overcompensate. You overgive, you become a perfectionist, you have loose boundaries, you are people pleasing, or you learn to remain silent. Because the inner child feels very unsafe. So you take up these coping mechanisms or adaptation mechanisms. So reparenting is going to rewire the emotional programming from the root. Emotional programming from the root. Because many of us have done many programs, we've been to therapy sessions, and we almost have surface level results. After some time, you feel like you're going back. Why? Because maybe you are addressing the fruits, maybe you are addressing the roots, you are addressing the trunk, the root remains untouched. So that reparenting journey is normally a journey back to your feelings, a journey back to your needs. Your needs are important. A journey back to your truths, the truths that may be so hard sometimes you have never allowed yourself to step into that space. For the women that I have worked with and many people that have come in my therapy spaces, my motto, which has helped, is that you only heal in the presence of truth. As long as you are running away from truth, you will never truly heal. So it's a journey back to the truth. The truth you may never have been allowed to speak. The truth that maybe was too hard. The truth that you are allowed to express and you are silenced. You couldn't say that so-and-so has hurt me, Uncle so-and-so has touched me inappropriately, for example. That truth. It continues to stay with me. It continues to stay with you. It continues to show up. It continues to hinder your progress. The truth that maybe your mother hurt you, that she said things she shouldn't have said, mother shouldn't have said, or she did something a mother shouldn't do. That truth, you had no space for it. The reparenting journey takes you back to that truth. It's a journey back to your fears, your longings. What are the deepest longings of your heart? The deepest fears that you carry, that you don't even think there's space or potential to heal. But more beautifully, the most beautiful thing about the reparenting journey is that it's a journey back to your authentic self. That person, that girl, that woman that you were created to be. The parts of you that you abandoned. Many of us have experiences abandoned, emotions tucked away, swept under the carpet, thrown into the background, just to move on and to survive. So the things you have abandoned, and they continue to get triggered on a day-to-day basis. They continue to show up in how you interact with people as a boss in the office. Maybe you're always lashing at people. You are lashing at your children. You're lashing at your spouse. You are almost like a bully. Some of us could actually be, exhibiting the character behaviors that are bullying. And people don't want to be around you, or you're the people pleaser. So it's a journey back to that authentic part of you, allowing yourself to have expressions that you have not had time and space to express. And as we sit here, I want to ask you, how many times have you given more than you received? Think about those relationships, that they were so transactional, so one way, that you are the only one giving to people that are ungrateful, giving out of fear, giving because you want to be accepted, giving because you want to be seen, giving because you want to be loved. So you are not giving because you wanted to, but because love, according to you, only felt safer that way. How many times? Think about it. Think of those relationships. Because healing starts with awareness. Think of the people in your space right now where you're thinking, oh God, this is heavy. This is such a transactional relationship. But I have to keep feeding it. I have got to keep giving it. Because that's the only way I feel safe. So think about it. And you can put, I had said we bring our journals. So if you have your journals, that's a moment to note. If you would be comfortable to share here, just think about it and put it there. What is this relationship where you're just giving, 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 giving? Put it in your journal. Take a note. So why is it important for you to heal? How does the unhealed parental wounds, and when I say parental, I mean family of origin issues. Could be your mother, it could be your father, it could be your siblings, it could be your guardian. How? How does it affect you on a day-to-day? Boundary collapse. Some of us have no boundaries. Maybe we even know we should be enforcing boundaries, but we don't know how to do it. I've talked about relationships where you're being taken advantage of. All manner of relationships. They could be romantic, they could be parent-child, they could be siblings, it could be at work, but people are walking all over you. They take from you, then they go and they badmouth you. One of the hardest things to hear is the stories of mothers, because I know we hold mothers, many of us hold mothers with a special esteem. But one of the most difficult stories I've had in therapy are mothers who keep taking from their children through manipulation. And then you give, you give, you give. And when you think you have given your all, they turn around and they speak badly about you to your siblings. It's like they start to turn everybody around against you. And you don't know how to set boundaries. So boundary collapse. Ask yourself, are your boundaries consistent, supportive, empowering? Or you are the kind of a person, if you set a boundary, you live in guilt. You almost can't eat, you almost can't sleep. You actually call the person or visit them to undo the boundary that you had already set. Emotional instability or numbness. We grew up in spaces, some of us here grew up in spaces where you are not allowed to cry. Even when you are hurt, your mother would tell you, nitakuchapa nikupatie sababu ya kulia. Like, I will beat you and give you a reason to cry. So what did you learn how to do? Suppress, suppress, suppress. Because you never learned how to express emotions well. And the kind of emotions you also saw being expressed in your family were emotions that were harsh. They brought pain, they brought fear, uncertainty. So you understood and you came to learn that, you know what? Emotions have no place, especially the difficult ones. So what do you do today? Numb, suppressing. How are we numbing? Shopping, work. You're at work 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. First to show up, last person to leave. You are literally running away from your own home. Because the moment you get into your house, the moment you get into your house and you find yourself alone, that silence, you do not want to be in that silent space because it may bring up experiences that require you to pay attention to them, and you don't want to do that. Or you're numbing through shopping or sex. What kind of people are we sleeping with? Are there people you're sleeping with and you know very well? You know very well, I have no business sleeping with this person or this kind of a person. But why are you still there? Why are you still sleeping with them? Unhealthy relationship patterns, I've talked about them. Feeling unseen or unchosen. So you are always trying to audition for love, perform for love, show up for people, even when they do nothing in return, or when you know you shouldn't be showing up the way you are showing up, but you keep showing up. Hyper-independence as a sense of self-protection. How many of us here have serious problems asking for help? Your beliefs are people cannot be trusted. Men cannot be trusted. I am alone in this world. I fight my own battles. I fix everything for myself. Hyper-independence. Hyper-independence is a trauma response. Relationships are supposed to be dependent, not codependent, but dependent. There's a level of independence that is required, but there's also a level of interdependence that is required. So if you're on the extreme of hyperdependence or the extreme of codependency, those are trauma responses. And it's time to ask yourself, where did I learn that people can't be trusted? Where did I learn that I'm on my own? Did you go through something so big in life and there was nobody to support you? Unfortunately, I have heard stories of women who went through sexual abuse in the hands of people who were supposed to be caring for them. And nobody seemed to care, or no action was taken to show them that, you know what, I care about you, I love you, I see you, I'm here to protect you, I'm here to do anything and everything to make sure that you're safe. So you realize, you know what, people can't be trusted. I am in this life alone. My father, who was supposed to protect me, didn't protect me. I struggled because my father left. I've said this here. My father left when I was 2.5 years ago. And one of the things that I learned is that I am not worth protecting. Because if I was worth protecting, he would have been there to protect me. So he must remember what we said on day one, that children interpret the actions of the family and the primary caregivers as a reflection of their worth. So the fact that he left meant I am not worthy. I'm not worthy protecting. I'm not worthy providing for. I'm on my own. So think about your life. Think about what you've been through. Think about the difficult experiences you really had to sit with on your own. The ones who were supposed to show up didn't show up. The ones who were supposed to protect you didn't protect you. So you are on your own. And then the other effect could be the deep inner emptiness. How many of us here walk around feeling hollow? Like you just have this dissatisfaction towards life, this disconnection towards life. You're disconnected. You have everything. When people look at you, you are a very highly successful woman, very successful. In the career field, in the business field, top of tops. But when you retreat to your own private space, there is a deep hollowness. You have tried to fill it with trips, with car, with house, with clothes, with bags, with shoes, with. Never gets filled up. That's the disconnection that happens when you have a lot of unprocessed issues and trauma. The disconnection happens. And unless you process that trauma, the disconnection continues. So let's put in the chat, I'm going to read. Where do you see yourself? Where are you seeing the effects of your parental wound the most? I'm seeing somebody saying it feels painful hearing all this. I know. The healing journey can be tough. And that's why many people avoid it. Because emotions can feel like a waging or a raging war on the inside, and you don't know what to do about it. Someone is also saying, I'm in tears already. I feel you. I see you. Inner healing work can be tough, but there is hope. So, yes, hugs to you. Hugs to you. Someone is saying hugs to me. Hugs to you. I send you love. I send you grace. Hugs to you, girl. Hugs to you. So are you the woman that looks strong, but you're feeling emotionally exhausted? You are so exhausted. I've had women come to me and they say, Ruth, I am so tired. I am so tired. Very tired. I don't know what to do about it. You appear confident, but you feel disconnected and hollow. You're overgiving, overfunctioning, tolerating too much. Many of us are having not love, let me not say the word love because sometimes we are not aware, but many of us believe in struggle love, for example. where you're struggling, always fighting, there's inconsistency, there is anxiety, you're always waiting for the next shoe to drop. Struggle up, tolerating too much. Too much. Even what you shouldn't be taking in. Sometimes in the name of meekness, in the name of humility, very disempowering, very toxic, very harmful to yourself, but you're there. Or you're living in survival mode behind success. So if this is you, and I can see people have been put it in the chat, let me read. Someone is saying her patterns are overgiving, overfunctioning, and tolerating too much. Thank you for being able to identify that. Awareness is normally the first step to healing. Another person says, Momoi, I tend to overgive, tolerate too much, fearing speaking my inner truth. I love this, Momoi. In my self-care classes, I teach one of the most critical self-care practices is the ability to use your voice. Those are things we look at in my healing programs. Another person is saying, I can feel deep silence in me. Mercy. Beatrice, this is me exactly. Nancy Wambugu. What do you do to ensure that we don't pass this to our kids? That's why we are here. Because you can only give your children what you have. You can't give them what you don't have. Healed versions of us will pass supportive, empowering patterns to our children and the generation that comes after this and after us. So then how does the healing journey look like? There are some practices that you can do that are actually going to support your reparenting journey. And tools, I call them tools. So I call it a toolbox because you open it and you utilize the one that affirmations for emotional rewiring. Affirmations is that essence of introducing positive and very negative script. If the tape could be run out there, out of you, you wouldn't believe what that state is. So negative that you actually can't believe that that's how your life runs. Some of the practices we do in the healing, in my healing programs, revolve around you actually getting to understand what your core beliefs are, because those core beliefs are the tips. So the affirmations should actually be addressing those core beliefs. Affirmations, when done well, they work wonders. They are the easiest way to reparent yourself. Easiest, almost effortless. The other one is journaling for emotional clarity. You and your emotions are not the same person. Emotions have their own identity. Emotions, they have their own person, if that's a right English word to use. Like emotions have their own person. That's why emotions are called anger, joy, grief, sadness. They are not called Ruth and Susan and Mercy and Irene. No, it's because they are different from you. So the journey of journaling allows you to remove the emotions from here and put them down on paper. If you do the paper and pen journaling or the e-journaling, nowadays we have e-journals that you can use. Create a distance between you and them and allow yourself to see them clearly for what they are without them being decent, like you and them being enmeshed, so enmeshed in here that you can't even know where you begin and where your anger begins, where your anger ends, and where your clarity. So I encourage you to journal. Make it a habit. So we will look at those two. There are many others, like I have said, we normally talk about them in the healing programs. So while your adult self is capable of healing, and I want us to, because this is where I want us to move to. I have talked about those of us who are stagnated at the age 3, 6. There's now an adult self that is capable of healing. I would want you to allow the adult self to rise up. And the adult self could be what brought you here. Allow it to support the inner child, which is where you are, because the inner child is still carrying the emotional weight. So the adults, you arise, support the inner child who is still carrying the emotional weight. So how many of us have an idea of how the healing the inner child happens? Or how is it that we put down the emotional weight? Anybody has an idea? From what we have learned today, from what we have learned over the last 2 days, how would you help the inner child carry the emotional weight? Can we put it in the chat? As I'm also reading the things that people have put here, someone is saying, put it in the chat. How do you think the heavy emotional lifting happens? That was me in the past, tolerating everything, fighting for love and acceptance. I love it in the past. Thank you, Mercy. Because if it's in the past, it tells me you have taken time and effort to heal. So how is it that the heavy lifting is done? How do you, your adult self, support your inner child to heal? By lifting the emotional weight. We've talked about it up to here. Let me see how many people are here with me. How many? Let's talk. How does the lifting of the heavy lifting happen? Thank you. Someone is saying, being gentle on myself and treating that inner child with kindness. I love that, Modoni. Yes. And he's saying, I started getting myself what I didn't get, like a nice dress. By the way, some of these things may look small. Maybe even your love for beautiful dresses, beautiful shoes. Those could be some of the things that you couldn't get as a child. Allow yourself to get them. Allow yourself to start meeting the needs of that inner child. So yes, Anne, it's good that you got yourself a nice dress. So who else wants to tell us? You can put it in the chat for a moment. So what you need to do to be able, thank you, with this realization, I forgive myself first. Yes. And all the things we have put it here, that is all part of the reparenting. Because reparenting is what lifts that weight permanently. Permanently. If you are looking for a permanent solution to your procrastination, to your toxic relationships, to your poor boundaries, to all those problems you're encountering, difficult relationships and all that, reparenting is the journey that you need to take to lift that weight permanently. So is this resonating with you? Have you been able to recognize your own patterns so far? For those of us who haven't said anything, please put it in the chat. Is this resonating with you? Are you recognizing your own patterns? Up to here, we have covered a lot of things. Family of origin issues, attachment styles. Are you able to recognize your own patterns? I am that woman. Thank you, Beatrice, for sharing. Thank you for sharing, ladies in the group. I can see the way people are starting to do to lift their, to do the things, hugging myself when I feel unsafe or threatened by scary emotions. Thank you so much for giving yourself. So is this resonating? Are you seeing your own patterns here? Yes. I overwork. Perfectionist is my middle name. Thank you, Florence, for sharing. I am happy. Remember, we have said healing comes with self-awareness. You cannot heal that which you are not aware of. So let's put it in the chat. Yes, I overwork. Self-care is one of the way people are doing the heavy lifting. Love myself and learn to say no is the way people are doing the heavy lifting. So are we able to recognize our patterns? Yes, being too good is a pattern that Rispa is recognizing. I have learned to keep quiet. The less they know about me, the less opportunity they have to attack and criticize me. I believe that is a heavy lifting tactic or mechanism that is helping to keep your inner child safe. Okay, so are we recognizing these patterns? I believe we are. I believe we are. I'm stopping to enable others to abuse me. Thank you. That's powerful. Because many of us enable it without realizing it. Esther is saying it's resonating a lot. So if it's resonating with you, by then you can say yes. Yes. If you're recognizing your own patterns, say yes. Because I want to make sure that it's not just me here. We are together. We are moving forward. Yes, I see somebody's talking about their procrastination. So if it's resonating, put a yes. Put a yes in the chat. Put a yes. Yes. Let's take a moment to acknowledge the things we have been through, how we got here, how our journey brought us to this place. Yes. Thank you. I'm seeing quite a number of yeses. Eva, Magegania, Irene, Florence, Leah. Thank you, Violet. Saying a yes. Yes. The reason it's resonating and you can recognize the pattern, it's because you are now feeling the pull towards emotional safety and self-love. The reason it's why it resonates. I say something and you feel like, hey, Ruth, you're talking to me. Or maybe you even saw the ad on Facebook and you're like, this lady is talking to me. I don't know her, but she's talking to me. It's the pull towards emotional safety and self-love. Then the next part of your journey is going to unfold beautifully from here. And that's why I took a moment to make sure that people are recognizing and growing in awareness. Because from here, our next journey begins to unfold very beautifully. Thank you, Mercy. Mercy is saying all this resonated. All of it resonated. Thank you. Thank you, Mercy. As our journey now unfolds, I want you to imagine what could become possible or what becomes possible when your inner child is finally healed. Your nervous system is calm and stable. Imagine that situation. Your boundaries are strong and your relationships reflect the queen you truly are. Imagine for a moment. Imagine that transformation. And let's discover together how women step into that transformation. And I would want us to talk about the Queen's Inner Circle. Returning to self-love, emotional safety, and the relationships that you truly desire. And as we think about the Queen's Inner Circle, tell me which part of you is now ready to come home to herself. It's the part of you, for some of us, it's the part that is angry. For others, it's the part that is feeling resentful. For others, it's the part that is hurting. It's the part that is tired of carrying other people. It's the part that is tired of not being able to sleep at night. It's the part that is tired of being in toxic and supportive relationships. Which part of you is that? Which part is ready to come home? Put it in your journal, put it in the chat. Oh, I see levels of awareness rising. Someone is saying I overwork and overstudy. So many degrees to my name. On the outside, I can imagine so many degrees to your name look like. But it's an adaptation, it's a coping mechanism. So think about the part of you that is tired, that's angry, that's resentful, that wants different, that wants to be happy, that wants to be authentic. And allow me to introduce you to the Soul Clinic. Because in the Soul Clinic is where we fix your pain. It's where we help you feel good so that you can live a whole life. Because I want you to live wholly. What's the purpose of living? if you're not living authentic, if you're not living holy. And I want you to introduce you to a program that is called the Queen's Inner Circle, returning to self-love, emotional safety, and the relationships that you truly desire, because I want you to be healed, fully healed, and attracting the experiences that you love. Remember, I've told you healing is about removing the information from here and allowing it to come here where you are in your heart, where you're able to embody it and live it and make decisions based on it. So this program is a clinically informed, deep inner reparenting journey for high-functioning women who look accomplished on the outside, but privately feeling disconnected, depleted, misused, and stuck in painful and relational cycles. Is that you? Very polished on the outside, successful, good, but privately, everything, all is not well. So this is a group program. It's 12 weeks. We meet weekly. We have weekly group healing calls. It's a fierce, grounded, deeply guided, but feminine-centered. It's a women's program. So it's feminine-centered healing circle where real transformation happens, and you will see the transformation in just a bit. We also have 4 private deep dive sessions. Deep dive sessions are those one-on-one emotional reconstruction. For those who are looking for emotional reconstruction, rewiring, reprogramming. Those sessions target your deepest wounds. And that's why awareness is key. And all through the program, one of the things we do at the beginning is to help you do a mapping. We do a mapping of your family of origin, the experiences you've been through, so that we understand what your core wounding is and be able to shift the patterns, the core beliefs that actually happened as a result of those experiences. And those core beliefs are now ruining your life. They're not giving you the kind of outcomes that you want. This program also offers you a community support and integration space. One of the things that I have heard from the women who have gone through this program is how essential the community is. You stop feeling alone. You stop feeling why me, because why me is very isolating. But you actually get to interact with other women who have gone through similar journeys and now they are rising and healing. So you get a space to finally exhale. This is a safe space for high-functioning women. You can exhale. We have capacity to hold your sacred experiences without judgment. It's a space for you to be seen. Then this journey comes with these trauma-informed tools. Remember the toolbox I told you? Trauma-informed tools that are actually going to help you in your reparenting journey. So each week, you will receive structured emotional rewiring practices that help you build that safety, the inner safety, your worth, and new relational patterns. So this program is founded on what I call the parental wound reparenting method. So that foundation is what is integrated through all the 12 weeks. And its main core principle is to help shift your emotional defaults, especially the disempowering ones. Shift them so that you can build capacity for healthy love. Because I want you to build capacity for healthy love. Not just love from the outside, also love from within. So from all the women that have gone through this healing journey, it's been around for a while, and women have taken this program. Some of the outcomes that I have had are emotional outcomes where women express a solid, unshakable sense of self. Like you move from being this woman that is anxious, that feels like she doesn't belong, like her identity is not grounded, to become solid, unshakable. A calm nervous system is something that I have had, and you will see it a little bit down, a few slides down here. Real emotional safety inside your own body. Some of us are so anxious because within us, the shaken little girl there cannot allow us to feel safe. Everything is threatening. Then you'll be able to build strong, guilt-free boundaries. Immediate reduction in anxiety, overthinking, fear-based patterns. And there's this awesome feeling like you have come back home to yourself. The relational outcomes, completely different attraction patterns. Completely different, because the moment you learn to create a safe inner space within you, then you're able to vet people from that safe space. If your inner space is chaotic, you're going to attract people who affirm the chaos. Remember, we fall in love with what is familiar, we said. So you no longer magnetized to emotionally unavailable partners. The people who drive you crazy on day 2 or day 3, you are so in love, you can hardly think, you can hardly function. And you shift your life from here and plant it in another person's life, and you abandon yourself, you abandon your dreams. Those kind of partners, you will not find them attractive anymore. You'll have the confidence to walk away from anyone who does not love you well. Because I know some of us here are stuck in relationships we know very well from the core of our beings. It's toxic, it's abusive, it's depleting us, it's making us sick. We need to set boundaries. We need to walk away. We need to do no contact, but we are not doing. We need to detach, but we don't know how to do this. So this is one of the things you will learn how to do. You learn how to set clear standards or to operate in standards that are rooted in worth. The moment you understand and fully embrace your worth, you'll be able to set standards, not based on fear. And then you'll have chemistry with people who are healthy, steady, and emotionally present. These are the relationships that are enriching. Chaos is not enriching. Unfortunately, because of our advanced childhood experiences and trauma, some of us are addicted to chaos. The ups and the downs, the inconsistent, the dopamine shots. Today they are here, tomorrow they are not talking to you today, 1 week quiet. And some of us, I'm sure after we did the attachment style test, maybe that is us too. So then how are we able to have chemistry with yourself in a way that is consistent and healthy? So that from that space, then you are able to have chemistry with people who are healthy, steady, and emotionally present. The ability to build relationships that honor you. Girl, you are honorable, you are worthy. So how do you get relationships that elevate you to the level that you are? And if you don't believe me and you'd want to hear from some of the women that have taken this program, I've only taken 2. I've only chosen 2 for this purpose, but I have many testimonials. They can't all fit here. But I want you to hear this testimonial from one amazing lady. This is what she said. Hi, Coach Ruth. This has been an amazing experience. The class started with these profound words that I thought were just too deep. So the profound words were, in order to love who you are, you cannot hate the experiences that shaped you. That's Andrea Dijkstra. And I couldn't stop thinking about them. As I said to myself, lucky me, I love all my experiences. That's what she thought. It wasn't until week 9 when we did one of the activities that we do in one of the toolboxes, where we did the silencing the inner critic. And I made them to bring their childhood photos and share what they saw in the child. And she says, I saw fear, insecurity, social anxiety, shyness, and shame. Those are the things she had worked so hard. She's a high-functioning, very successful woman. She had worked so hard to overcome that. She didn't want to associate with shame and anxiety and insecurity and fear. But those are the things she saw. And she was unable to love that child. She literally had trouble loving the child that she could see in the picture. I felt like she would attach those things. She felt like the child atamwambukiza hizo vitu na hataki. And that she would lose all the gains that she had made over the years. And that's when the words of Andrea struck her again. And she was like, oh my God. What I didn't know is for as long as I was running away from that child, this is her saying, others experienced me as inauthentic. Because of this issue, I was overcompensating as being abrasive. Remember, I've talked about those of us who are abrasive. They're the kind of a person people don't want to be around. So she was abrasive in some ways, yet not expressing herself in other ways. In short, she says, I came out as fake. After doing some inner child work, I'm learning to love and embrace that 6-year-old. I'm no longer afraid of her. As a result, the feedback that I now get at work is that of a very confident lady. After a presentation recently, my boss said, that's a very spirited, convincing argument. We need more of that. The boss could see the change. I have accepted the experiences that formed me as part of who I am. Other developments, I've also stood up to corporate bullies. Then she says, read Bad Boss and set boundaries. I have set boundaries with my family members who thought they would walk all over me. My motto with those family members is I'm done being the bigger person. Sometimes you don't know what ails you. You don't know why you are standing in your own way. You don't know that you're standing in your own way. I am so glad that I attended the program on advanced childhood experiences. It's worth every penny and time. It's one of the best decisions I have ever made. And then she says, this healing journey is mind-blowing. That's one of the women that have taken this program. Another one, and this one, I'll read it fast. It's a bit long. This one says, I met Ruth through her videos on Facebook, on YouTube. I finally had someone place names on what I was going through. I gave her names for her experiences. After having a chat with her, she advised me to join a group therapy class where she would address childhood traumas. And she says it's one of the best decisions she had made because she was trauma bonded in her marriage. She had been abused for 20 years. So when she started the class, she discovered that her childhood had played a major part in the way she interpreted life and made decisions. So this process introduced her to childhood traumas and deep healing work on how to address the little child in her. The journey was hard because her parental wounds were deep. She came from a background where parental wounds were real. So the journey was not easy, but Ruth kept guiding us to push forward and do the work. She cried for days, for some moments. I supported her. She had a difficult time accepting that she had been wounded. So it was not easy. Then she said that she realized she had been high on anxiety since childhood, always walking on eggshells around my parents and spouse. I was so tired mentally and physically. But through the techniques that we have learned here, she was able to acquire a level of mental calmness, peace, and better memory retention. Then she says, oh my, I have never known good sleep until I joined group therapy. In fact, I used to wonder why people sleep if they are going to wake up tired. I am surprised that you can sleep, but your body refuses to because of anxiety. Because remember, the body keeps score. So she says, I was trauma bonded. I missed the abuse. Can you imagine? Especially from her spouse. Because a very sad discovery, abuse was her love language. She didn't know better. But through this program, she learned how to keep to set healthy boundaries and keep them and avoid being overwhelmed. And then she said, I would recommend this program to anyone who has gone through hidden abuse, anybody who has been abused in relationships, so that you can discover your wounds and you can discover your wounds and who you can become. And then she says the sharing among group members opens you up to other areas that need to be addressed. The support of Ruth and the other members is so key. My world is so new now. I'm in a safe, loving, and confident space. She says she's grounded, assertive, able to identify abusers easily. And then she says there are so many people who need this, and she prays that they all get an opportunity. She says she can actually join it again and again. Then she says, thank you, Ruth. God bless you for the work that you do. That is another transformational story from a woman who has taken this journey. So, the Queen's Inner Circle is for you. That's why I've introduced you to it. If you're done surviving, this thing is for you. You're done pretending. You're done carrying the emotional weight of everyone around you. This is for you. So this journey is for you. If you're ready to return to yourself, you're ready to build your emotional foundation and self-worth, and you are ready to step into relationships that are worthy of your soul and the essence of your being that you carry, this program is for you. Because a queen shouldn't chase love. Queens don't chase, they attract. So a queen shouldn't chase love. She attracts relationships that honor her, they elevate her, and they reflect the healed version of who she's becoming. So for the Queen's Inner Circle, I'm looking for 5 women, just 5, because I want a safe, strong community. 5 highly accomplished women like yourself. They want to live more authentic lives. Women who want to live freely and have the life they have been dreaming of. The ones who want to be better partners, better parents, better daughters, better business women, a better career woman. This program is for you. So if you're done being all those things we have talked about, tired, taken advantage of, spit on, people, you do things for people and then they backbite you, they say bad things about you, you are stuck in toxic relationships, you're tired of being there, I would want you to book a discovery call. I'm going to put that link in the chat right now for you to book a call. I want you to come and sit with me in a space, me and you, so that I listen to you. Tell me what part of this resonates and how you would want your healing journey to look like. So if you're done surviving and you want to start thriving, this is for you. So I have put I've put the link in the chat. So you can click on that link, book a discovery call with me, a space where you and I sit. This is free. This is free. So just book a call. Let's sit down. Allow me to hear your story. Allow me to hear where you're struggling. And then we can see how your healing journey is going to look like. So let's start booking our discovery calls. If you're interested in the Queen's Inner Circle, if you're tired of being the woman that people take advantage of, you're tired of sleeping, you're tired of not sleeping at night, you're tired of crying yourself to sleep, you're tired of putting on a face whereby deep within you are hurting, but the moment you step out of your house, you have to act strong. You're tired of being the one that people don't support, the one that nobody calls to ask, how are you doing? Every time people are calling you, it's because they want something from you. And you can't say no, you're not able to set boundaries. If you're tired of being that woman, the woman that is being abused, the woman that is unfortunately not raising her children well, she's not parenting the way she would want to, or she's not showing up at work the way she would want to. If you're tired of being that woman, please book your call through that link. Book your meeting. It's a meeting. Book it through that link. I'm seeing people asking how to get in touch with me. Book through that link. 2026 should look better. So if you are tired of the outcomes you have had up to this space in life, allow 2026 to look better. Allow yourself to step into an authentic version of you, to have a better life, and to be truly happy, to be truly connected to yourself, so that you're able to connect with others. Because remember what we said on Monday, you can only relate with other people to the extent and level you're able to relate to self. So if you're disconnected from yourself, you will continue to be disconnected even from the others. So I hope you're able to see that link in the chart. Let me know whether you're able to see it. It will also be sent into your emails. Please book a call, book a meeting. It's free. Let's come and explore, and let's see where you are at with your journey and how you're doing and how I can be able to support you. Okay, so any questions? I can be responding to them as people are booking the meeting. Any question? Someone is asking for my contact. Please book your meeting through the link. So someone is saying, tired of pretending I am okay when I'm not, and working hard not to hurt others, but ending up being hurt more. I think it's time you got to understand what your core beliefs are, what is happening within you, what is driving you to this space, and how you can have better outcomes. There could be some parts of you that are calling out for healing. I normally say, when challenges come into your life, instead of first of all feeling wishy, and I know wishy is a human is a normal human reaction. Just like, why is my life looking this bad? Why am I going through this experience? I would want you to start looking it as an opportunity to heal. Go like, you know what? I'm receiving an invitation. This is an invitation for me to heal. So when you say you're tired of pretending, look at it as an invitation to heal and actually take a chance and an opportunity to heal yourself. So I'm seeing people are booking their meetings. So please book. Come, let's have a moment together. Let's have a conversation of how I can support you and how I can help you in your healing journey. I would want to hear where you are and where you are struggling if you're done. So the women that will join the Queens Inner Circle are going to sit under my guidance for 12 weeks as I take them through the journey of returning back to self-love, to emotional safety, and the relationships that they truly desire. So if you want to be among these women, book your meeting. I have put the link in the chat. It will come into your email address. It will also come into the WhatsApp group. For those who are in the WhatsApp group, please book your meetings and let's have a conversation if the Queens Inner Circle is a program you would want to join. So do I have a question? Please put a question in the chat so that I address those questions. Let me see the charts we have. Someone is saying she's tired of being fearful, not being authentic, not being able to speak up for myself. It's time to address the little child that is scared. Because within you, there could be a little girl that is actually terrified of speaking up to self. Where did you lose your voice? One of the worst things you can never do to yourself is to lose your voice. Like I told you, one of the greatest self-care practices is the ability to use your voice. So if you have lost your voice and you're not able to use it, look at it as an invitation to heal. So look at it as an invitation to heal and actually take action. Yeah, someone is saying she can see the link. Yes. So book your session through that link. I've seen some people have booked a meeting for themselves. Yes, I see Millicent has booked. So I'm giving you a moment to book your sessions. We need 5 women, so book your session. It's free. I would want us to have a community, a healing community of women in the Queens Inner Circle. Okay. So I can't see any other question. Let's book our meetings. The link is in the chat. Someone is asking, do we have the recording for day one? Yes, we have the recording for day one. The links that through which you access the meeting, the link that you were sent for day one, just go and click on it, and you'll be able to get your recording there. So the meeting is free. Booking the meeting is free. Let's book. Let's meet there. Explore your space where you are at, what your pain is. What is it that you're so tired of doing? And then we can see how I am able to support you heal from there. So if there is no other question, I want to say, someone is saying she's very tired of only people calling her or texting her when they need something from her. Nobody checks up on you except when they need something. You feel used. And it's not a good feeling to feel used. So maybe it's time that you learned how to set boundaries for yourself, to salvage those relationships, to make them better, so that you can have more authentic relationships. These recordings are available for as long as you have the link. So for as long as you have the link, these recordings are available. So if you can't see the link in the chat and you'd want to have it, you can inbox me. I'm sure you have my number, or you can respond to the email through which the invitation came, or through the WhatsApp group if you want to book this meeting and you are not able to access the link. So let me take this opportunity to say thank you so much for showing up for the 3 days. I know it has taken a lot of effort, time, emotional investment to be here. Let's practice the things we have learned. Having the knowledge here, like I have said, is different from when you allow the knowledge to move from here up to here where healing happens. So let's allow the information to get here. Let's allow ourselves to do the healing practices. It's good for us. It's good for the generations that come after us. It's good for the healing of our nation. It's good for the healing of our families. So let's practice the things that we have learned over here. Let's keep in touch. The recordings are with you. And I look forward to those who are coming for the meeting. So book your meetings. I look forward to meeting you there. And then we can have your own individualized sessions with me where we explore where you are at and how I can support you. So let me say good night to all of us. So have a good night. Let's say good night in the chat. Let's say good night. Even as we come to the end of our webinar. So have a good night and God bless.